Alright, today we're going to be removing the windows on the Astrovan. I'm actually going to start today doing the back windows, I think, because we have to cut those ones out. I'm just going to kind of show you some of the tools we're going to need to do it. What I have here, this is probably going to be the one we use the most of. It's what's called a window knife. Then I have just my little hook tool, and then just some regular razor knives, and then an X-Acto knife, and this here. So I've removed these before, so they are kind of difficult, so I'll kind of walk you through it step by step. What we actually have to do is there's these little clips when they assemble them from the factory. There's these little clips that have to be pulled up. They're just little lock clips to kind of hold the window in. Now you can cut them, but what we're going to do is we're going to just try to remove them. So I just want to show you how to do that. So we're going to go over here to the van. All right, here's these little clips I was talking about. There are, looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one over here, let me check this one. This one has already removed one. So yeah, there's about 5. Okay, so what we're gonna do to remove these is I'm just gonna take this little hook tool you've seen in my other videos, and just gonna try to get underneath it here and just pry up. See how that just come out? They shouldn't be too tough if you have the right tool. So pull these out, because we're gonna reuse these when we put the window back in. Okay, so that's gonna be our first step. Try to get these out without breaking them. And this is what the clip looks like once you get it out. Now the factory uses these to hold the window in place while the urethane is drying. So you want to try to save these if you can, but that's basically what they look like. All right, so here on this one, it kind of didn't come out. You want to try to save these, but you don't really have to. I'm gonna just use some standard Kleins and just try to pull on it and pull straight down. If it doesn't work and you have to cut it, you can, but with just a little bit of extra work, you can still get it out. And I did the same thing over here on this one. Let me show you that one. Maybe this one will be a little bit better angle to see. So just grab a hold of it and just kind of pull, and that worked perfectly. All right, so I'm gonna just use my window knife. Now this is about 12 inches long. What this is designed to do, it has this really good rigidity on it. It's really strong. And I'm gonna try to get as close to this metal as I can. When you're cutting the window out and you're sliding down like this, you don't want this on an angle like that. You want it as close to parallel as you can get right here. Same thing up here. So I'm gonna start on the top and just kind of work my way and just kind of pull it. So then these next couple clips will all just be fast forwarding as I'm cutting this out, but at least you understand the process and how you have to get this window out. They use a kind of a rubber urethane. A lot of manufacturers use this same type of concept when they're gluing windows in, but that's just kind of how we have to do this. Okay, I'm going to take my hand and I'm just going to push this razor blade down and just use firm pressure. Okay? And you want the razor blade as sharp as you can have it, brand new if possible. And it'll take a couple cuts. We were actually replacing out these windows, so if they break, it's not too big of a deal, but I just don't want to have to clean up a mess. And this is the right way to do it. Okay, so we're just going to go over the whole window and do this all the way through. But you'll feel, and you actually hear it too, when this blade starts to hit this metal, you'll hear a distinctive sound. You hear that? You can hear that it's actually rubbing across the metal, which is what you want. Okay, now this is the important part. You want to make sure you have somebody here to support the back side, because once I cut this bottom piece out, that's all that's left. I've been cutting on it for 20 minutes now. Once I cut this bottom piece, it's going to fall out. So make sure you have somebody here on the back side to hold it. Okay, I've got probably 3 or 4 cuts and it'll be out. So grab your hands, grab a hold of it. Don't pull on it, just hold it. Hold it. It's almost there. Got it? There you go. Okay, I'll grab it here. Good job. Alright, we got both the windows out. I wanted to show you a couple things. You see this lip right here? See how you got that nice lip? You want to be really careful when you're cutting out this window that you keep this blade as parallel to the window as you can. Because if you turn the blade like this, what's going to happen is you're going to cut, and when your blade comes through the other side, I'll kind of slide it over here a little bit. When your blade comes through, if you're cutting it, you'll end up cutting through this seal. Now this seal itself, you don't need to replace. This, I'll get all the paint off of it and we'll put this window back in. Actually, I think we're going to put new windows in, but you don't want to cut too deep on too bad of an angle. I can take you over here, you can kind of see if you cut like this, what's going to happen is you're going to cut right into that seal, and that's not what you want to do. So just be careful when you're cutting. Keep this blade flat. Don't tilt it. I know sometimes you have to tilt it, but you want to keep it as flat as possible so that it rolls across the side of the metal. Let me show you on the door. So here's what you're looking at on the inside. So you want to make sure that when you're cutting this blade as straight as possible as you can to this piece of metal. If you do it like this, what's going to happen, that blade's going to swing out and it's going to cut that seal. So keep your blade parallel to the metal inside. So basically, all we're going to do here is we're going to take this razor blade and we're just going to go down and we're just going to cut out the seal and get it all ground down. So that's all there is to removing these rear windows. It took about 45 minutes to remove the windows, both of them. They do make other tools that you can buy that are specifically designed to cut that urethane, but for us, that's all we basically did, as we just cut that just like that, and that's all I have. Okay, so we just got done doing the rear windows on this. Actually, they call these the rear quarter glass. So that's all there is to it. You just need a razor blade. You need what's called a window knife. Okay, you can probably pick these up at Harbor Freight. You can pick them up Matco tool, Snap-on, and just a standard screwdriver. And that's all I use. I went through about, I think I went through about 8 blades, 4 both back and side, or actually six complete blades, 2, you know, one on each end. Anyway, that's pretty much all there is to it. So hopefully, hopefully these videos are educational for you. I'm actually going to grab something right now. I think we're going to do a tool of the day. Let me grab one real quick. Okay. All right. Now, this is a specific type of puller. I know a lot of you are going to say, oh yeah, it's just a puller. Well, that's true. But what is this one specifically designed for? There are all types of pullers, but that's what this one is. And what is it designed for? Please say in your comments below, and I'll let you know who the winner is. Now, I did this once before, but YouTube pulled my video for copyright things because of my YouTube logo. So anyway, there you have it. I will try to make this into a 10-minute video, but here's the tool of the day, and post comments on the window too. Anything you see in there that you'd like to understand a little bit more. Sometimes windows can be kind of scary because they are under pressure, especially when they're urethaned in. Just be careful when you're cutting that you just don't get too aggressive with the knife. Be patient, make sure you have something on the other side to catch the window, and that's all you really need to get that window out. You will need some urethane to glue it back in. When we go to put this van back together, we'll show you how to do that at the time. But that's all there is for this video. We'll talk to you guys next time.